seems like we have received a question today.
So for today's segment, we are going to discuss about
Different types of students in the classroom.
and the possible strategies that the teachers can use to handle the students.
Are you ready?
Let's check it out! Roll it!
Hi, my name is Anis Eliana and I'm going to tell about the first type of students that you can find in the classroom. Okay, in every classroom, there will be the students who are the chatterbox types. What does it mean by the chatterbox types? Okay, so basically, the chatterbox type of student is when the students cannot stop talking in the classroom when the teacher is speaking in front of the class. Okay, so this type of students, they keep on distracting and disturbing other people who wants to give their full attention of the lesson. Even when the friends beside that person doesn't want to speak, but the chatterbox type will keep on, disturbing their friends to listen to what they want to say.
Yo, are you going to the party tonight? Yeah.
There's no talking.
How to deal with this type of students? Usually, teachers will say, stop talking, you are interrupting, please shut your mouth. Even if the teacher is an effective teacher, if the teacher keeps on repeating these statements on and on for like please, 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 the teacher will sound like the broken down record. So we are going to find out another way that the teachers can do to improve this problem. Okay, the first way that the teacher can do to deal with this problem is to write down expectations for talking and discussing ideas in the classroom. Maybe the teacher can give the penalty to the students when they are caught speaking or chatting with their friends during the lesson. The teacher can ask the students to stand up for like 2 minutes or longer to show that they are being punished for what they have done. If the students still speak or still chatting with their friends after their first punishment, the teacher can lengthen the duration of the punishment. These rules or this expectation, the teacher can post it in front of the classroom so that the students are alert with this problem, with this punishment if they keep on talking in the classroom. The second way that the teacher can do is to build a positive personal relationship with the students. The teacher can try to motivate the students to engage in the learning process, or maybe the teacher can get to know their students by asking their days, by asking what they do on the weekends, just to be close to your student. Or maybe the teacher can identify what the students' learning styles, especially those who speak a lot in the classroom. When you have identified the learning styles, then the teacher can improve their teaching method so that even the talkative students are eager to listen to your lesson. The last one is to use non-verbal clues. Okay, you can arrange the classroom to help the students who talks excessively. You can move his or her desk away from the students who he or she keeps talking to. Maybe you can move their desk in front of the class or any place that you can monitor the student easily. Or maybe you can just use the best method. When you identify the students talking and chatting in the classroom, you just stop the lesson and stop speaking so that the students will realize that he or she is the only person who is talking at the moment. So they will stop immediately. So I think that's all for me. Let's move on to the next type of students.
Hi, my name is Ridaya and I'm going to continue with the types of students in the classroom. The second type of students in the classroom is the shy student.
18 cubes.
That's right, Brandon. Great work. Give him a round of applause, class. Next up, Emily Burke. Emily, step up, show us your answer to problem number 2 and how you got there. Emily. It's okay, Emily.
Shy students usually avoid drawing others' attention to them, so they will usually produce little or involuntary speech, turns away when they are being spoken to, and also they will speak very softly. So the effect of their shyness actually will make them nervous, and also it will interfere with their learning session. There are few strategies that the teachers can use in order to handle the shy student in the class. The first one is the teacher need to engage the shy student with the extrovert and outgoing student. The teacher should put the shy student with the outgoing student in a pair or group so that they can discuss their work together. And the outgoing student will help the shy student to interact more and overcome their shyness. Okay, the second strategy is to call the shy student's name even though they do not raise their hand. From the interview that I have conducted with teacher Zuraida from SMK Puncak Alam 3, she said that shy and silent students need to be asked and to be involved in the lesson so that they do not just sit silently at their table. Even though your lesson will be progressing smoothly, when you ask the question to the student who already raised their hand, you still need to make sure that all the students in the class, including the shy student, to also involve in the lesson being taught in the class. So you need to call their name to participate in the lesson so that they won't be left out. Okay, the third strategy is to build rapport with the shy student. The teacher need to ensure the student trusts her so that the student will be confident in reaching out to her. The teacher need to do activities that the shy student are confident in their skill or enjoy so that they will be associating with their peer group. The last strategy is to reward their outgoing behavior. Usually the shy student, when they actively interact with their friends or voluntarily answering your question, they are actually gathering their courage so that they are speaking to the person that they are not comfortable to. So the teacher need to praise the student so that they will be confident and will repeat the action in the future too. So I have listed 4 strategies that the teachers can use to handle the shy student in the class. Okay, now let's move to the next type of students in the classroom.
Today, there will be no schoolwork. Shamika, don't do that. Shamika, don't.
Well, what? What are you gonna do? Suspend me? Go ahead, suspend me. I wanna leave. You don't wanna leave.
Hey, look, the fool's leaving already.
Okay, from the video just now, can you guess what type of students are they? Yes, they are considered as disrespectful students. Okay, in the video, we can see that the students are being disrespectful towards the teacher, right? Can you imagine how the teacher must have felt at the moment? You know, when you are talking in the classroom and the students are talking back to you, you must be feeling sad and down and unmotivated, right? Okay, so if you are in his or her situation, what will you do? Let me tell you. First, stay calm. Take a deep breath to quell any angry feelings rising up inside you. Remember, as a teacher, it will be more effective and the situation will go much smoother if the teacher maintains his or her emotional control. Second, lose the battle. When a student is disrespectful to the teacher has to be willing to lose the battle. In other words, the teacher must resist the urge to scold or attempt to put the student in their place. Number 3, pause. In the immediate moments following the incident, don't say a word. Teacher should simply maintain eye contact with the student and wait. Let the student's word hang in the air for several seconds, leaving no doubt about what was said, how it was said, and who is responsible for saying it. Number 4, approach the students personally. Avoid scolding the students in the classroom in front of other classmates. Tell the students to come and see you personally so that you can ask his or her problems and in what ways you can help him or her. Last but not least, Do not ever react in ways that make managing that student's behavior much more difficult. Avoid getting impatient and being mad at the students. Refrain yourself from doing what comes naturally when you face a rude person. Then you can hold the disrespectful student and still retain your ability to influence future behavior. So the strategies that I have listed earlier will be able to help the teachers out there in order to discipline the students in the classroom. According to Kerwin and Mandler 1988, disciplinary strategies must be consistent with the goal of creating a safe, caring classroom environment. As a teacher, you need to achieve order, but you also need to choose strategies that support your relationship with the students. Help them to become self-regulating and allow them to save their face in front of their classmates. That's all from me. We will move to the next type of students and how they deal with it.
Okay, my name is Ilyana and I'm going to discuss about how to handle the clown and disturbing student in your classroom. Okay teachers, when you enter classroom, one single teachers need to face several types of student, right? Students that have different personality, and also it means that you the only one versus the 30 student, or maybe 40 students. Half of the students might have come to school in order to gain knowledge and also sincerely enjoy their moment at school, but half of them maybe comes only because they are forced by their parents and also only to follow the school requirement, right? So this kind of student have the tendency to become the clown and disturbing student.
Okay, class, pay attention. Turn your books to page 24. The effects of control. Oh my God!
Okay, this kind of student who is a clown or disturbing type, they will disturb other students. They will make noise, make fun of other students, making jokes, and also it's not possible if they also disturb the teachers because they do not find the pleasure and enjoyment in being school, so they want to distract and disturb the learning session. Okay, this kind of student usually lacks of attention, whether maybe at home or maybe their parents or between their siblings. So they actually try to gain attention by creating problems or maybe creating commotions. Once they create problem, they believe that they are able to be visible to the eyes of others. So the school and the teachers are the first choice for them to prove that their existence is there. In order to handle this student, there are a few ways, which is from the teachers that I have interviewed from SMK Puncak Alam 3, named Cikgu Akma. Okay, she said that first thing is don't be too quick to judge. The student might have some problem and also face some family problem at home, so don't judge them and get to know their background first, because there are reasons why they create commotions or create problems or maybe being too noisy in the classroom. And the second is give them interesting topics or maybe interesting teaching material and also interesting and attractive teaching aids, so that they will be able to have the curiosity to learn. They will forget about their intention to make jokes or to be clown of the class, and instead they will be interested in learning. And the third one will be you need to approach them personally because you need to know the problem. Alright, for the fifth would be give them the choice to present their learning. By this thing, you need to give them the opportunity to provide what kind of platform do they want to perform their learning, whether it's through poem, or maybe instead of sticking to the classical poem, you can give them ideas whether they want to perform in rap or maybe using R&B. Yeah, as long as they want to do it, because they want something that's not boring, you know. Okay, for the sixth is, don't put too much force, because it might create tension and conflict between teachers and student. So when you put too much pressure in student, they will feel as if they are forced to do something, and teenagers don't like any tension, you know. So you have to like be flexible, give them choice, give them freedom, encourage them to do something, do not force them. Okay, and I think that's all from me, and we will get back later. Thank you.
Perfect.
Good.
That's what we call an aggressive students. There are several reasons why students act aggressively, such as conflict, peer pressure, or personal problems.
For some students, negative behavior is how they get their point across because they have never learned appropriate non-aggressive ways of communicating when faced with a difficult situation. Some students engage in aggressive play all the time. Some act aggressively when frustrated or angry, for instance, when they receive a failing grade. Those who are verbally aggressive usually become physically aggressive when in conflict.
I'm Hamiza, and I will talk about several steps teachers should do in handling aggressive students in the classroom. First, don't panic.
Hey, you know what? Let me at it! Go at it!
Teachers should stay calm and in control to manage the class from escalating into a full-scale physical fight. Next, de-escalate. Tell students to stop. Often students don't want to continue the fight. They will respond to a short, clear and firm command.
What? Hey, you got it right now!
Go to your seat!
If you know the student's name, use them. Stop, Nadia! Then, if it's involved severe misbehavior or physical fights, teachers should report it to the principal, the authority, and the parents. However, resist the urge to offer opinions and conclusion. Just tell them the facts on what happened.
On the other hand, if this aggressive behavior happened during physical education class and cause accidents or injury to the other students, according to Mr. Tarmizi from SMK Puncak Alam 3, teachers should
kita akan guna SOP kita macam prosedur, contohnya ambil bantuan lain macam kalau patah ikat, kita hantar dia ke klinik untuk dengan guru kelas dia, ambil telefon parent dia, bagi surat, ataupun parent tu datang sendiri nak hantar pun boleh. Sebelum mulakan aktiviti, dalamkan sikit aspek keselamatan.
While waiting, teachers could diffuse the student aggression by acknowledge their anger and listen to them. So you were furious because of that. Oh, that's what happening. Nevertheless, after the students return to a clear frame of mind, which could take a couple of hours, briefly explain how he or she will be held accountable for their own actions. Don't forget to tell them ways to cope with their anger and give them a chance to re-establish a positive relationship with their friends involved.
Just give yourself another chance.
You need to tell them, it's okay you mess up. I'm on your side. You can learn from this. Then, provide a stiff consequences. Being aggressive and acting out in anger should result in an immediate escalation of consequences. Writing a self-reflection could be a good start. As a teacher,
You need to remind your students that violence or aggressive behavior is not the answer. In EDU How, we practice one love, one heart, zero violence. So that's several steps on how to handling aggressive students in a classroom. Now let's move to another type of students.
Hi guys, I am Izzati. So, do you know what is reluctant students? Actually, it's one of the type of students in the classroom. So, reluctant students are those students who spend in the whole periods with their heads down. They also keep talking, keep texting in the whole classroom. Or in simpler words, those students are not interested in participating in the classroom. So now, do you understand what is reluctant students? Here, I will attach you a video on how reluctant students are.
Jianhao, can you pay attention and stop using your phone in class before I confiscate it?
Hey, why can't you use your phone in the class?
I'm playing a game.
What game? I want to play this too. Can I add you as a friend?
Yeah, let me show you how. So you just tap on this.
Did you not hear me earlier?
From that excerpt just now, can you see how uninterested they are in the classroom? From an interview with Mr. Tarmizi, a teacher of physical education from SMK Puncalang 3, he said that whenever he encounters students in his classroom or at the field, he will come up with mini games.
Kita kena buat satu aktiviti yang dia mesti ikut. Contohnya lepas teori dia dah dengar, kita buat aktiviti mini game yang luar daripada kotak yang kita ajar. Contohnya kalau bersepak, kita bukan bila kita ajar, bukan kita terus ajar dia main bola sepak.
Ajar teori dulu.
Tujuh sebelah ke sebelah, tapi kita ubah. Mungkin jadi permainan tu permainan anak ayam ke contohlah. Contohlah.
So, in that mini games, the teacher will let the students, the reluctant students, join the smaller group so that the student will engage and interact and play together. And once the students are comfortable enough to play in that smaller group, the teacher will move them to another bigger group so that they can engage and interacting with more friends. Now, can you see that Mr. Tamizi is actually moving them from smaller group to a bigger group? So that actually reflects a theory of scaffolding from zone proximal development by Vygotsky. So in that theory, he uses the teacher will scaffold or guide the student from a smaller group to a bigger group. So once the students are comfortable, succeed in that small group, so they will move to another bigger group so that the learning process will be smooth. So now at this point, do you understand what is reluctant students are? And do you know how to handle the students? Good job. So that's all from me. See you later. So we have come to the end of our segment. From what we have discussed earlier,
there are 6 types of students in the classroom.
Do you still remember? The chatterbox, the shy student,
the disrespectful student, the clown and disturbing student,
the aggressive students, and the reluctant student.
So, we hope that all the strategy that we listed earlier will be beneficial to all the teachers out there. That's all from us. See you again in